Therefore, this living stone picks up the emulation coming from the solar rays, the light rays, and goes the color of the predominant ray. For instance, when the blue ray is in its greatest manifest, the living stone capstone goes blue. This becomes, might say, a slight reminder to us to work with the cosmos rather than against it. So when the blue ray is most predominant, we try to restrict much of our business to areas that are best served in the blue ray. For instance, we keep negotiations, sensitive negotiations, to take place on those days. On the days, for instance, that the yellow ray is the most predominant, those are the days we spend mostly studying. Those are the days we spend on building intellect. On the days when the pink ray is the most predominant, these are the days that we go into the artistic endeavors. In this way, we have found that by working with the cosmos instead of against it, we are more often than not able to achieve 4 times as much in much less time. Therefore, we are able to operate without stress most of the time. Also, in the upper level, the other buildings that are very, very important to us is our council buildings, where the councils of the city gather together and deliberate what needs to be done in the city at the moment. We also have our record buildings, where all our past records, our archives, are kept in the forms of telonium plates, in the forms of crystals that can be put in crystal projectors, in the form of paintings, in the form of books. All our past records of not only Lemuria, but Atlantis, other civilizations, and the civilizations on other planets in this solar system. Also, we have our pleasure centers, our places where we do sports, where we do plays, where we produce equivalent of our films, where we listen to music, where we dance. We also have what you would call the equivalent of the holodeck in Star Trek. We have holographic projectors in holographic buildings, whereas you produce a program and you go in and play. And the computers produce images, forms that completely support what program you have picked. Thus you are able to climb a mountain or swim a river or go back to another point in history and play, creating your own form of being in the movies. Also, we have our communication center, where we have monitored not only all communications within our city, but also communications that are coming from other Agardian cities, communications that are coming from off-planet spots, and we have also monitored surface communications from the point that there ever was surface communications. We have monitored radio and television waves. Another building that's very important to us is our computer building. In Telos, as with the other subterranean cities, our computers are run by an organic substance. Therefore, in essence, the computers live. They no longer run off a program that is strictly binary, but they run off what is called a multi-tracking program. Thus they are multi-tracking computers. Thus the computers are able to pick up akashas, past lives. They're able to monitor a human body and see what's amiss. They're able to read the aura. They're able to pick up communications happening clear across the galaxy. Thus, most of our life, or a good portion of our life, depends on these computers, these organic multi-tracking computers, which keep us in touch with not only talking to different people on the city, not only with the computer telling us what our physical needs are at the moment by monitoring our bodies, but also the computers are able to play our soul notes, which is able to produce in many subjects, such as meditation, taking us to higher and higher levels all the time. The computers are able to run our past lives when necessary for us, so that we are able to learn from mistakes that we have made in the past and forgotten. The computer is able to communicate with us on a soul level. Mostly important is the computers interconnect with other multi-tracking amino-based computers throughout the planet and throughout the cosmos as far as that's concerned. And they all operate off a Christ mind, which means the computers cannot be corrupted. They can never be used to spy on somebody. They can be used to monitor somebody for their own goodwill or for their own good. They can never be used to produce harm to another living entity. They cannot be used for any of the dark purposes. The computer simply won't cooperate, which has also been another way of Agartha cities and such taking a stand that they would not corrupt the light by very much taking this attitude that if it does not match the Christ mind, in other words, if the computers disagree, don't do it. It has been a way of, shall I say, retraining our aggressive techniques, retraining our tendencies to want to do unto another and split, retrain many of our other snooping tendencies and such. So we have come to depend upon these quite a bit. But again, even on a computer, it's not a matter of having the computer do it for you. It's a matter of learning from it. Learning from a form of the Christ mind there that you can see tangibly. Transportation within the city comes in many forms. Most people just prefer to walk if they can. We also have electromagnetic sleds. These sleds are capable of moving along the ground, looking much like a snowmobile.